Good afternoon, viewers. Welcome back to another edition of the Regional Review. My name is Enzo Amuele, the correspondent for Namibia Media Holdings in the Central North. Today is Penguin Awareness Day. Please do stay tuned. Penguins do not only make us smile, but they are also very important animals in the ecosystem on both land and the sea. First up in our news. After being postponed twice owing to unresolved council concerns, the election of office bearers in the Chuarongo town has finally been completed on 14 January 2022. The elections were originally slated for 30 November 2021 but were postponed due to a heated disagreement that broke out during the proceedings. The mayor of Chuarongo, Gottlieb Chuvute, had nominated Hilde Norris to serve on management committee, which sparked a heated dispute. Well, it was indeed a long and dreadful process to see this council meeting finally coming to an end. Next up in our news, the Office of the Governor on Monday held a media briefing where the governor engaged the different media houses in the region to touch base and discuss topics of mutual interest and to set the year on the right foot.
2 years now, and we have not had an engagement as this one with the colleagues from the media. Over the past 2 years, we have seen and experienced a lot of things working together, covering stories and us inviting. And so there were so many issues which the Office of the Governor felt it prudent that before we start the year this year, let's take stock, as you say, where we were last year and what the experiences were, the success stories, the challenges. And then this year we can build on that, both from the media side and the governor's office and the chairperson's office. Last year there were issues such as transportation that was also hindering our relationship. There were issues of working on weekends, which was hindering our relationship. There was issues of overtime, which was also a big concern in terms of how we both complement each other as different departments.
Ideas, challenges that we're experiencing, recommendation and possible avenues that we can change for us to be able to make our working relationship the best it can be. And secondly also is to look into the issue of ensuring that the nation needs to be informed, and through information dissemination, it has to be objective and it has to be factual. In doing so, one is strongly recommending the issue of verifying information before being publicized. That is very important because at times we might be having information unverified, and it is published, but for you to go backtrack on that story and try to correct it, it will be actually late. So we're trying to foster that relationship where we will be able to inform the citizenry timely, factually, and objectively, without actually being emotional or even being personally attached to stories as journalists. And importantly also, number 3, it is to try and encourage that OMAS, state institution, and even the private sector need to be as open as possible to the media whenever information is sourced, for us to keep on informing the nation in whatever activities or responsibilities we are assigned. Because we have received at point instances where officers are being asked to provide information by the media houses, and there is hesitancy to do that. Sometimes the hesitancy emanates from the fact that if I give, will it be factually represented? Or sometimes it's also the authority line that is there. Because you might ask an official that is on the ground, but that is not the person that is vested with the responsibility of approving that message to go out. So these are some of the issues that we really need to look into and identify the hotspots possibly and where we can help one another. One of the key issues that they came across when we are going around sometimes is the issue of S&T of the journalists and those that are driving. That you want to come along, you want to come and assist, but however your institution cannot be able to cater for your S&T or DSA allowances. Secondly, it's the issue of transportation. Some media houses do not have transport and they resort to coordinating with other houses or even sometimes asking lifts in our cars to go about. So what we are trying to do is how best can we improve on all these avenues so that the nation can be informed as of when every time we are making a move, it is a transparent process. Through accountability, we need to report back to the nation, and that is through the media houses.
No, I'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you to the Office of the Governor who have thought of this noble idea to bring us together with the media houses. The media houses are the key stakeholder for our offices because if we don't have the media, then we won't send our messages across. And so far as the region is concerned, we are very happy with what the media houses have done, but a very good thing that is coming from the Office of the Governor, like others have introduced, is to make a environment, to create an environment where we can work in harmony with each other. We need to have consultations of this nature. It's said that we are saying that after 2 years, this is the first of its kind. And I hope that we are going to set a tone where we'll meet because we need the media. So we'll want to meet you as much as we can possibly to send messages across and to ensure that you know what we are doing and that the nation is keeping informed in terms of the developments in the region. Now, last year was very tough for all of us. NBC.
Well, it is indeed a great initiative after being in the office for 2 years and not engaging the media annually. And next up in our news, the Regional Constituency Councillor of Ochuarongo constituency, Madeleine Bakela, has raised an alarming concern of schools in the constituency of learners in schools using drugs and alcohol on school premises. And she says that parents and teachers should work together to make sure that this issue does not go any further.
It has come to our attention that learners in our schools are using or selling drugs and illegal substances like the whiskey, the sachets of whiskey on our school premises as well as at our hostels. This has brought forth a serious concern of ill discipline in our learners and in our schools. Now, the Office of the Constituency Councillor have written a letter to the Education Director and requested her for a meeting. She was also requested to invite school board chairpersons of all the schools in the constituency and the principals of all the schools that we have. We will also reach out to the regions where after the first meeting that we'll have with the chairpersons and the principals, we'll also reach out to those in the region. We need to discuss the moral decay that is in our schools. We'll also want a follow-up meeting with police involvement, and then social workers will also be invited to attend. We need to find a way how we can drastically stop what is starting to happen in our schools. We are also requesting our parents to do random checks in the bags of our children and closely monitor and observe behavioral changes in our children. Our teachers need all the support they can get as teaching is becoming extremely difficult for them in the circumstances and the environment that we are finding ourselves in. So we hope to come back with a decision that will help us in order to take strict and on-the-spot disciplinary actions against those learners that are found selling or using substances that are illegal on the school premises. We in Ochozonjuba region and in Ochuarongo constituency in particular will work together with our parents, with the law enforcement to ensure that we are taking drugs out of our schools. We will not tolerate drugs in our schools, and we will do everything that we can and everything that we have in our means to kick drugs out of our school premises and out of our hostels in general.
Well, that was it from our news segment. Now we head over to an interview with Mr. Taliad, who is a menstrual health activist.
Good morning, Namibia. My name is Mr. Taliad Putauka. I am the menstrual health and hygiene management advocate for Namibia. And then in this advocacy, I am for 80, it has been 8 years long as being a grassroots advocate. And basically what I'm advocating in menstrual health is fighting or addressing period poverty, shame and stigma through inclusive education, policy and service. Now, inclusive is very, very important in this regard because we are looking at both a gender, balance in this thing where men, males, women, girls are joining forces so that they can join the advocacy. And as you can see that I'm also a straight male, but also being at the helm or at the head of this advocacy in my area. So what we do actually under education is we try to bridge the gap between what is available in the curriculum in school and also what is not available in the curriculum in school, meaning that we try to bridge the gap with extra information, especially on the hygienic part of menstruation, because what we have realized is that we don't carefully or extensively concentrate on the hygienic part of menstruation. We normally touch on the biological part, which is the cycle, but not really explaining to the girls how they should take care of themselves during menstruation, what they can eat if they can, exercises they can do, how to dispose of sanitary products and so on. And also in service, we look at the provision of reusable sanitary pads. In this case, I'm looking at the product called SafePad, which is a internationally NSEPS approved antimicrobial washable reusable sanitary pad. One of the advantages amongst many of this pad is that it is durable, it is cost effective. Very importantly, it is also hygienic and environmentally safe to dispose because we are dealing with climate change. And if you look at most of the pads that are available are made of single-use plastics, the disposable ones. And then once they are not properly disposed, they causes harm to the environment. And this is what we are trying to address with pads that are made out of organic materials instead of chemicals and plastics. So we want plastic-free pads. And the other advantage also of the safe pad technology is the cost. And what people don't know is that disposable pads become expensive over time. You can do the math. Go to the local retailers, look at the lowest brand that I found, Nina, and just multiply that by 12 and by 3 years. You would see that with SafePad, in 1 year you spend about 150 Namibian dollars, which is $50 per year. And so that is what we mean with cost effective. So that is actually with a reusable sanitary pads called SafePad, and all the other things. Also, I have signed a contract with Real Relief to go for local production to produce these pads locally here in Ochuarongo for various reasons. Where one of the reasons is that we are going to increase and improve the health of our communities, but also we are also going to provide employment and address the issue of unemployment by employing our own people, train them in terms of skills transfer and technology transfer, and then they will start producing these pets locally. And in the track or the aspect of policy, we are looking at policy decisions. For instance, a collective victory has been achieved where in March this year, in the new financial year, we will see VAT or pink tax removed from sanitary products. And other policy initiatives that we are trying to influence is that, for menstruation or menstrual health to be explicitly expressed under the Sustainable Development Goals. For instance, we look at sanitation facilities in schools, access to water, and safe and having pets available in places like schools, police stations, and so on, just equally as condoms are available in those places. We also look at there's recently in 2016 or 17, there, if I'm not mistaken, there was a SADC strategy passed, and I think the scorecards were done here in Windhoek at that summit. That summit looked at at the SADC region, ensuring that SADC citizens enjoy healthy and prolonged up to standard sexual and reproductive health rights. But then to achieve this, there was 10 targets mentioned. But in those targets, you find abortion, you find HIV and AIDS and pregnancies and so on. But there's no mention about menstrual health. So those are policy initiatives that we want to look at to driving change. The other thing also is that we talk about policy decisions, influencing them. But how do you influence policy decisions if you don't have research, enough funding for research? So we are also we call on our stakeholders, our leaders and developmental partners to avail funding for enough research so that we can be able to influence policy with the data and findings that we collect. The situations are dire. As a menstrual health and hygiene management advocate, I have connections, I have networks all over Namibia, and I'm so happy that even our women themselves are the ones calling me from the regions, from remote areas, to find out if I can avail pets to them. The one thing that we learned about having these pets around is that with disposable pets, it's a tricky situation because there is no longevity, there is no sustainability, and there is no guarantee. Today you collect pets, you deliver to a school, you raise the hopes of those girls very, very high, and next month you disappear because there is no supply. The hopes of those girls and aspirations drops to ground zero, and that's why you find that these girls become product. They objectifying, they become products of the environment where they are subjected to torture and abuse by our men because they cannot afford to provide sanitary products. So these men would then use them to provide them with sanitary products and then sleep with them, abuse them, impregnate them, and also at the end of the day infect them with HIV and AIDS. So all these are intertwined challenges that we are having when we are addressing menstrual health and hygiene management. There is no way that you are going to address gender-based violence without talking about menstrual health and hygiene management. There is no way how we are going to assist human rights and sustainable development goals if we don't prioritize menstrual health and hygiene management. And that is actually why we call to say that let us all unite, let us all pull in one direction so that we can have facilities and access to funding so that we can be able to improve the lives of our people. Not only those in schools, but those who are out of schools as well, because we have picked up that there are equally girls who are studying menstruation and then they have no access to these facilities. They are left out there. So how do we bring them? How do we harmonize our efforts? And on the other side also with education, we have launched a booklet titled My First Period. This booklet is an educational comic booklet that actually educates our girls on how to take care of themselves during menstruation. And this is very, very important because the booklet is out. Results have been coming in from those who are using the booklet saying that it is really something worthwhile, something where our girls who are starting menstruation now cannot even talk to their parents about menstruation, but they can have a companion when they start this and start a conversation in the house as well. The booklet is available. It goes for 30 Namibian dollars, 30. Proceeds raised from this booklet will be used to translate the booklet into our local languages and also digital platform. So that is actually the strides that we are moving. Currently also I'm busy with a project where I'm trying to develop a resource booklet for teachers, especially to complement this booklet. I have done a survey across Namibia with all the life skills teachers, and the message is the same, that they need resources, they need extra materials to be able to conduct programs on menstrual health and hygiene management in our schools. So these are the efforts that we are doing. If you are interested in extending these services and these these projects also, and seeing maybe how we can form hands, join hands and form synergies to scale down our impact. I am very open. You can always reach out to me in the contacts that will be attached to this video. Thank you very much.
Well, it is actually indeed amazing to see a male figure in the forefront of this menstrual health activist. And next up is the weather update. Please do stay tuned.
Okahanya and Tsumeb can expect showers and mild temperatures today with some clearing over the weekend, while lots of lovely rain is forecast for Otjiwarongo for the coming days. Temps in the high 20s and rain is expected at Grootfontein, also clearing over the weekend. Some cloud cover is expected for Okakarara with showers tomorrow but clearing thereafter.
Well, we have come to the end of your weekly dose of the Regional Review from the Central North. My name is Enzo Amuele, and if you have anything newsworthy, please do not hesitate to contact me at enzo@myzone.com.na. Till next time.